Recently, I realized that ever since I had my spiritual awakening in December 2015, I have no desire to work full time. Like for the past 8 to 9 years, I've been working part time with my ex company, or I'll be giving tuition to my students. I also noticed that many people leave their job after spiritual awakening. And if I were to ask myself if I can go back to a full time job working 9 to 5 again, the answer is no, it's impossible. The main reason is because of resonance. The job that you previously have or you're previously in doesn't align with your newfound perspective about life, your new purpose, and the new energy that you have. The energy is very different. It just doesn't match. Especially if you are someone who comes from a corporate industry. I used to be an auditor and inside the finance industry, and I just felt that it doesn't suit me. Like all the office politics, like the long working hours, the professional dress code you have to wear, the stressful deadlines, and just working in the finance district, all the traffic jams and all the peak hours crowd. It isn't the vibe that I'm going for. And you often see people like just smoking their life away because they're very stressed with their work. And it's just a very depressing energy in the finance district. Of course, the main thing is that I want to do something meaningful, and the work that I'm doing as an auditor doesn't resonate with my soul. I felt so depressed at the time in my job that I left, and I had a new job as an accountant in a neighborhood near my home. It was in the media industry. I loved how the open concept of the office, people are more warm and friendly, the culture and environment is better, and the vibe is better. And I get to wear t-shirt and jeans to work, and I only work like 9 to 5:30 p.m. I don't have to work overnight till 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. So I felt so much better and true to myself when I'm in a job that is more aligned with my soul. And all this was before I was spiritually awakened. After spiritual awakening, I became even more sensitive to energy. So it's not possible for me to go back to such a working environment like a finance district. After spiritual awakening, you may find that you just want to be alone. Some of you may be in this isolation stage. You don't want to be around a lot of people, and you have no desire to talk with other people. Things that other people are interested in, you have no interest. You also may feel progressively restless with the conversation you have during lunch time with your co-workers, the social events you have to attend as part of your work. After spiritual awakening, you may find it's very difficult to communicate with your fellow co-workers, and it's challenging to be your authentic self around them because all you want to talk about is spirituality, but you feel that other people may judge you when you talk about all this like ooh stuff. Like it can be very draining to work full time, not just because of the work itself, but also of the social interaction you need to have. So after spiritual awakening, even though I returned to my ex company to help them out, even though I resonate with the vibe over there, I requested to work only like 3 to 4 days a week, and I want to come in after lunch or late afternoon so that I could avoid the lunch crowd and also the early morning crowds. Also, by eating lunch on my own, I don't have to have random chatter with other people, and also the hassle of deciding who to have lunch with. I just need to do what I needed to do in my work and just went back home. Another big reason is that after spiritual awakening, you have no motivation to work anymore. People have a job because they want more money, they want stability, they want to socialize with others like their co-workers. It's also part of their identity and status. Like we often ask people what they do during like networking session. Like you don't want to tell other people like I'm just into spirituality, like I do nothing, right? So that's part of the identity. After spiritual awakening, all these things become not as important as before. Jobs and money decrease in importance, You stop playing the money game, you stop being attached to material things. Like before spiritual awakening, you may have a lot of things that you want to buy with the salary you earn. But after spiritual awakening, these things are not meaningful to you anymore. And when you don't need to buy these things, the reward of acquiring more money isn't as great as before. So what is the purpose of having a job? It can be very boring to be in your office from 9 to 5 when your soul and your mind is somewhere else. Before spiritual awakening, we are accustomed to people telling us what to do. But after spiritual awakening, you have your own inner being and your own intuition guiding you towards what you want, calling you towards what it wants. You are called to do things that you have more resonance with your soul. And this can be writing, nature, animals, plants, or helping other people. So it's difficult to focus on your work for long hours and to maintain a job. So should you just quit your job immediately? Not really, not yet. It really depends on your situation. If you are in a toxic environment that makes you fall out of alignment very consistently, then I will suggest to just leave because there are so many countless opportunities out there. But if you are in an environment that is rather peaceful, I will actually stay and negotiate my working hours. Like you will be surprised that if you have employers who have a good rapport with you, you could negotiate the working hours to work less or work at certain timing. And you'll be surprised that they will agree with what you suggest. If it's for me, I will actually figure out how much money I need to make to survive first, the bare minimum, so that I know how many hours I need to work, and so that I can negotiate with my company, or I could do a part-time job or something, or freelance job. Even spiritual teacher like Eckhart Tolle work after spiritual awakening. I know that I watched one of his video. He was talking about how he helped other people fill up forms for a living. I won't quit my job and jump from one extreme to another, because if you just quit, more often than not, you are likely to go into a state of fear, anxiety, or depression. It's too huge a jump from working 9 to 5 to totally not working at all. It kind of destabilizes the whole ego structure. It's a good thing to remove the ego power on you, but if you do something so drastic, your ego will fight back. Your ego will return and cause a lot of pain. We'll be constantly worried about how to pay the rent, how to meet our daily expenses. We'll get into this phase called the dark night of the soul. Sometimes this stage is necessary, especially when you're too attached to something. But I would rather ease into the transition. Unless you get a very definite calling from your soul about what to do next, and you just follow the path laid out for you. However, it usually takes time for manifestation to catch up with your heart desire. It's not like you want to do this, like be a writer, be a coach, and you'll be happily ever after. You may not be earning enough to feed yourself in the beginning, and you still need to take out any part-time job or freelance job during this transition phase. Also, the path revealed to you by the universe is usually very subtle. You won't be shown the full picture yet, so you need to have full trust in the universe. Otherwise, you will have anxiety issue. Like in my case, I didn't have a job at the point of spiritual awakening, so I didn't have to consider whether to quit my job or not. I already left all my job and was feeling rather lost and didn't know what to do next. After spiritual awakening, I tried to apply for jobs and I couldn't get any. And if you're like me, you can't seem to get any jobs. Sometimes it could be the universe is rearranging your life. The universe doesn't want you to go back to your old ways, so it's blocking all the opportunities for you. And since I have no job, I started giving tuition lessons and doing my writing on the side. And this allowed me to have the time to grow my writing organically in a pace that is suitable for me. It was only doing both of this for years that I was able to earn enough to do what I do right now full time. more often than not, it will not be an immediate shift. So you have to really be very patient about this. When you move from one job to another, it's important to clear your energy first. If you have a negative experience from your previous jobs, like maybe you resent your old job, your boss, the workplace, you don't want to bring this energy to your new place. Every job, no matter how much you hate it, there must be something you can appreciate. Like for example, my first job helped me to pay off my student loan. And as an auditor, I get to go to different clients' places and offices. And that helped me to decide what kind of industry I want to work in later. When I was auditing the banks, I was like, this is not for me. I just feel it in my gut. And then when I go to the media industry, I like the vibe better. And that's why I ended up as an accountant in the media industry. In fact, the reason why I ended up in my new company, is because I know about this company through auditing the old company, like it's one of the suppliers. Even if you can't find anything to like about your previous job, what you hate about the previous job will give you information about what you desire from your new job. So if you don't like long working hours, maybe you will like shorter working hours. Focus on that desire. Or if you don't like deadline driven work, maybe you want a job that has more freedom to do your work alone. Like whatever you dislike about your previous job will inform you about what you desire for the new job, and you want to focus on the new desire that you have. When you're in the place of appreciation, you will attract the kind of job you want and the kind of job that aligns with your soul. Because it's not that old job that is killing your soul, it's you not doing what your soul desires that is preventing it from being the fulfilling and loving soul that it can be. This is the same when it comes to money. You don't have to hate money. I know spiritual people may have some bad relationship with money, but you don't have to hate money. You can appreciate money without being attached to it. Like my financial life has changed after spiritual awakening, after I started appreciating money. And you can watch this next video to see what happened.